Okay, so there's a couple of concepts that we've been learning and that you have learned over the past couple of years, and now they're all getting sort of lumped together, and it's kind of confusing on how to keep them apart. So there's three different things that I'd like to show you that are very different concepts, and I don't want you to confuse them. Okay, let's start out with this. Let's say that we have a, I mean, it's a good variable as any. And let's say we have a plus a. Okay, so that would be two a's. We have two a's. If I had three a's here, then I would put 3a. Okay, so multiplication is a quick way of addition. You see that? Okay, so that's one thing that I'd like you to keep in mind. So if you see 3a, what does that mean? That means a plus a plus a. That's what that means. Okay. So if we have something that looks like a squared, that's different, okay? So that's not a plus a anymore. No, that is a times a. That's equivalent of a times a. So that's a different thing. If I have a cubed, let's say I had a times a times a, so a times a times a is not 3a. I see that you see that there's 3 a's here, but these 3 a's aren't being added, they're being multiplied against each other. So it's a cubed. So a cubed is a very different thing than 3a, okay? Let's just pick a number for a and see how different they are. Okay, let's say that a was 2. A is not always 2, but in this case, let's say a is 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6, okay? So we get a value of 6 over here. Let's see what value we get over here. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. A cubed, in this case, would equal 8, okay? And the larger the numbers get, the larger the differences are. So it's very important to see that these are absolutely separate things, okay? So I just wanted to point that out, all right? And let's see. That's also, of course, very different than 3 plus a, okay? So because 3 plus a, if a were 2, that would be 5. And that's yet different than all of those, okay? So I just want you to break apart all of these kinds of concepts. So I see that we're using all of them when we're boiling down expressions, but it is important to keep all of these kinds of algebraic principles separate. Thanks.